Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to that LP stream. The name of the game is, once I can get it started, Metroid 2 Return of Samus. I haven't played a Game Boy game on stream before, so once again I'm going to ask you, how is the audio compared to the sound of my voice? Also, Fanatic Gamer, hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to that LP stream. You weren't here earlier when I was playing Metroid 1, 100%. Got suitless Samus at the end, so I did it fast. Okay, real quick. Yeah, this is a Game Boy game. Yes, you're seeing color. Now, I just want to say real quick that I'm using an emulator for this game. But, let me boot this thing up real quick. HC Haven Bunny, what's going on? Welcome to that LP stream. Come on, faster with that. I don't know how well the camera's going to focus on this, but I just wanted to show that, like, I legitimately do. I have this on the Virtual Console. I have this on the 3DS Virtual Console. So, yeah, there you go right there. I don't know how well that came through. But because I don't have a capture device for the purpose of this, I am playing on an emulator. Now, the color scheme that you see right now is not one of my exact choosing. A certain few select original Game Boy games like Metroid 2 or like Super Mario Land 2 had special custom color palettes whenever you played them on a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Player accessory for the GameCube. And this is the color scheme that you will get when you play it on one of those. Alright, I think File 1 is... I'll start on File 2. But here in Metroid 2 Return of Samus, it takes place after the Prime series. At this point, the Galactic Federation is fed up with the Space Pirates and the Metroids, and they want the Metroids gone. So they send Samus Aran to the home planet of SR-388 in order to exterminate them. If you read the instruction manual for the game, it has a little bit more of an in-depth backstory. There was a research team sent to SR-388 in advance, and then they lost contact with the research team. And then they sent a rescue team in order to rescue the research team. Then they lost contact with the rescue team. Then they sent in Samus. This is actually explored further in AM2R, the remake of this game, where you actually do run into what remains of the research team because they're all dead, and then you actually run into the rescue team, perfectly alive. Except they are in the process of being slaughtered by an Omega Metroid, so that's not good, so they die too. I'm sure Samus still gets paid for the mission, though, because she was assigned to eradicate the Metroids, not necessarily find those teams. That might have just been a bonus. Who will be hearing from Big N's lawyers? Me? For what? No, I just wanted to say that, you know, I do own the game in spite of the fact that I'm playing it on an emulator. Which, by the way, guys, if you really want AM2R, like the latest version of AM2R... first of all, here we have an Alpha Metroid. Yeah, here on SR-388... the Metroid's natural environment, they are allowed to thrive and evolve into intelligent, vicious, aggressive beings, kind of like us. And they evolve into different forms: Alpha, Gamma, Zeta, and Omega. And you just blast them with missiles because they're no longer weak to cold. That's only for the larval stage. But anyway, this game is a little different from the original Metroid in that it's not just finding new items to uncover new areas. You still do that, but it's a little harder to sequence break this game because of the very nature of its progression. There's areas that are blocked off by lava. there's a set amount of Metroids in each area, and after you've defeated that set amount of Metroids, the lava will recede, allowing you to access newer areas of SR388. You can actually see a global number of Metroids right now. 38, well, there was 39, but now there's 38 because I killed one total on SR388. If you pause the game, you'll see that drop down to 4, meaning that currently in this area, there are 4 Metroids that I need to take down. So once I do that, once I take out the remaining 4, then the lava will recede and I'll have access to some new areas. Do I think there are more random and movement attacks? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. AM2R is probably one of the hardest Metroid games I've played. Yeah, I'd say it's the hardest. That game was made for Metroid veterans because, yeah, the Metroids are way more aggressive than they are in this version. But I already played AM2R on stream, so I just wanted to show the original version with its nice 8-colored color palette that comes with playing it on a Game Boy Color or Advance or Game Boy Player. I guess you could also get color by playing it with the Super Game Boy, but that only allows you to have 4 colors. Here we have 8, which still isn't much. It's still less colorful than an NES game, but you know, it's something. It's something a little more. It looks nice. They got Samus looking like mostly her proper colors. I think it's a little weird that the lava is blue. It's more like carbonated water. But yeah, that's supposed to be lava down there. And once we defeat the Metroids in this area, that lava will lower, and we'll have access to some new areas. But still can't shoot diagonally like you can after Super Metroid. But you know, you can shoot up. One good thing, you can finally crouch and shoot lower enemies, so you don't have to do the stupid morph ball thing when trying to kill enemies that are low to the ground. Also, if you jump in the air, you can shoot down, so a little bit more mobility, not as much as most Metroid fans like, but definitely more mobility than you had in the original Metroid. Samus is still kind of floaty, though. She doesn't feel like she has those snappy jumps. Used to work on this on lunch break. Used to play this on your lunch break? Well, okay. While at work. Alright, I'm going up first. And same thing with these enemies that pop out of tunnels and stuff in the original Metroid. I just run past them real quick because, you know, there's more screen crunch because it's a Game Boy game. So once you off-screen them, you can pretty much just, you know, run away. Oh, God. There we go. Take that thing out with a missile real quick. But other than that, it's the same rules. If one of them spawns an item, they'll stop coming out until the item goes away or is grabbed. I will say that outside of maybe the cave theme, like the main cave theme that we were hearing, the dun 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 dun, this title in the Metroid series isn't exactly known for its high-quality soundtrack. Not a lot of memorable tunes in this game. Alright, there we got the Morph Ball bombs. And here we can grab a missile expansion. There we go. Oh, boy. What was I in the middle of saying? Oh yeah, we ran into a red door back there. Same thing as in the original Metroid. It takes five missiles in order to break open. I think after Super Metroid, like starting with like Zero Mission and I think maybe Fusion, it only required like 1. I know in AM2R you only need 1 missile to open a red door. So they definitely made that a little easier. Yeah, there's blue lava. I mean, I guess I could make the lava red, but then that would make everything else red that, you know, uses that blue color. All right, and here we got the ice beam, which we need it for the reasons you think, but not for a very long time. Nah, you know what? There's nothing down there. I don't know why you're able to blow that up. There's nothing down there. But same thing as before, it freezes enemies, lets you use some floating enemies as a platform. We won't be doing that too much, to be honest with you. In fact, once we find a replacement for this beam, we're going to replace it, and we're not going to get the ice beam back until the end of the game, because we're not going to need it until the end of the game. Alright, so there's a missile up there. We'll be getting an item later, which I think, the game is, they intended for you to use that item in order to get this, but what we're going to do is we're going to wait a few seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Nope. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. And yeah, when we take damage, it bounces us up into there. So just eliminate one little bit of backtracking we'll have to do otherwise. It's a little cheesy, but it doesn't take out too much health. Derpy Gamer, I don't know what you're saying, man. This is an English stream. You're saying something about money? Something about $5? Are you talking about this game that costs $5 on the Virtual Console? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And unlike with the original Metroid, I think you should spend the $5 to get this. I think you should spend the $5 to get this, because the only remake is fan-made, and if you really want to support Nintendo and show them that you want games like this, then yeah, go on the Virtual Console and buy this game if you haven't already. But with the NES Metroid, it's hard for me to tell you to go to the Virtual Console and spend $5 on that, especially since Zero Mission is also available on the Virtual Console for only $8. So $3 more than the original Metroid, and you're getting a way superior version of the game. So yeah, just get Zero Mission. If you really want to play the original Metroid, I mean, if you really want to experience where it all started, just emulate it. Just emulate it. If you want to pay for the original Samus's first adventure, just get Zero Mission. Anyway, here we got the Spider Ball. It does whatever a Spider Ball can. Press down twice to go into Morph Ball mode, then press down again, and then you can just climb on pretty much any surface. And we wouldn't see this lovely item again until Metroid Prime, where it's limited to just tracks, but then again, in a 3D environment, and it would be awfully game-breaking if the Spider Ball could climb on absolutely everything. You still have the cartridge? Awesome, so you're set. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to try AM2R, the latest version, version 1.1, because of the DMCA claims, Dr. M64 is no longer distributing the game, so if you want a safe link to get the game, just DM me on Discord, and I'll see about hooking you up, because I do have the latest version. However, I do ask, I require one thing: photographic evidence that you own either a cartridge of the original Metroid 2 or proof that you've purchased it on the Virtual Console. I have to know that you own the original before I give you an illegal remake. But yeah, if you can DM me on Discord with proof that you own either a cartridge or have this game on the Virtual Console, then yeah, I'll hook you up with the files for AM2R version 1.1. Alright, and we're pretty much done in this area. This is the Chozo Temple, by the way. Yeah, the Chozo used to live on SR388. It's actually, as far as I can tell, as far as they've told so far, it's their home planet. And then they were infected by the X parasite, or they had a problem with the X parasite. So the Chozo created the Metroids in order to hunt the X parasite. But when the Metroids hunted down all of the X parasites, they were still hungry. And then the Chozo had to leave SR388, and then they went to Zebes. Oh, you know what? Actually... would you... Ah! Die, 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 die. Is it here? I don't think it's... Yeah. A little bit of a shortcut, if I'm not mistaken, up here. Yes. No. No. What? Okay, never mind. Let's just blow through here. What's my favorite music genre? I don't really have a favorite music genre. I've, you know, because I grew up playing video games, it caused me to have kind of a very diverse taste in music. I mean, it really depends. I always say, whatever gets my toe tapping, I'll listen to it. You know, it really doesn't matter what genre it is. Oh, oh, oh. No, no, no. Okay, yeah, the Metroid eggs are... Ah, come on. Yeah, the Metroid eggs are a little weird. They, like... I don't know what it is. They gimp your jump. You'll pass on the offer? Eh, not a problem. It's just out there. Like, for anybody who wants to try AM2R. It gets too dull for your taste pretty quick. You use Super Gaming Brothers Let's Play as a guide, and even they couldn't keep attention. Yeah, Johnny's the reason you're such a fan. Yeah, Johnny is a huge Metroid fan. For those of you who don't know who he's talking about a YouTuber that goes by the name Some Call Me Johnny. He's big Metroid fan, but he's also like a very good reviewer. Always gives like very, very unbiased and detailed reviews of different games, you know, and his reviews don't give a score or anything. I guess they used to, but now he pretty much says, you know, is it worth your money? That's pretty much it. I watch Johnny because, you know, Johnny and I have pretty much the same exact taste and opinions on many games with slightly different variations. Like, I think I like Other M a little bit more, but that just may be because my military experience helps me to understand certain elements of Other M a little better than others. But yeah, Some Call Me Johnny. He does reviews. He also has a Let's Play channel called the Super Gaming Brothers, where he does Let's Plays with his little brother Elliot and his best friend Matt. And he's also part of a game commentary group called Brain Scratch Comms. So you can see Johnny on like 3 different channels. But yeah, he's a huge Metroid fan, huge Sonic fan. Not like a stupid Sonic fan, though. Like, he's not one of the ones that, you know... He's not one of the weird ones. For lack of a better term. Can I play Hotline Miami? I don't even have that game. I've heard of it, though. Yeah, I saw Johnny's review of it when he was doing his indie game reviews. That's all of them, huh? Yep, that's all of them. We'll see an earthquake here soon. Now, some people have asked, what do the amount of Metroids on the planet have to do with the earthquakes or the rising or lowering of the lava levels around the planet? But, I mean, it's kind of an official, unofficial kind of thing. You can kind of see hints of this theory in AM2R. You can hear it. The Metroid Queen... who, yeah, spoiler alert, there's a queen of Metroids, and we're gonna fight her. She can sense her children dying, and each time you kill a certain amount of them, she throws a huge fit, as a mother would upon sensing the death of her child. And she's big, so when she stomps around throwing her temper tantrums, it causes earthquakes. And that probably would... affect the lava level if it's screwing with the tectonic plates of the planet. Getting rest of the pickups in Other M? Yeah, I did a full Let's Play of Other M. Yeah, I have a full Let's Play of Other M on my channel. I have a full Let's Play of Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2. I'm getting ready to do one of Metroid Prime 3. I also played AM2R on the channel for a live stream. Now I'm streaming this, and right before this, I streamed the original Metroid. So I guess all I really have to do on this channel now is, yeah, I have to do Fusion and Zero Mission and Super Metroid. Yeah, I haven't been doing them in order, I know. So yeah, Zero Mission, Fusion, and Super Metroid. Of course, I haven't done Metroid Prime Hunters or Federation Force. I haven't done Federation Force, obviously, because I don't have a 3DS capture device. And now, since the NX is cartridge-based, I'm holding off on getting a captured card because I'm thinking if it's cartridge-based, it could be backwards compatible with the 3DS, and if that's the case, I can just capture 3DS footage from that. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that all works out. And, of course, Metroid Prime Hunters, which I don't like. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it controls. It's not a terrible game. It's stylus controls, and it hurts. It physically hurts my wrists to play over prolonged periods. And I know it's on the Virtual Console. I don't know. Maybe playing on the gamepad will make it a little more comfortable. I really don't know. I don't know. No one's been able to confirm that for me, whether or not playing on the Wii U Virtual Console makes it a more tolerable experience. But I can't play Metroid Prime Hunters, or I can't enjoy Metroid Prime Hunters for the same reasons I can't enjoy Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, or Spirit Tracks, or Kid Icarus Uprising, because just stylus controls just don't jive with me. It's uncomfortable. Oh, I know how to set up a 3D capture device. I'd imagine it's fairly easy. It's just that they're super friggin' expensive, and I don't want to spend $200 to mod my 3DS. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if you guys, I'm holding off because I think because the NX is cartridge-based, it could, like, the slot could fit 3DS games, and it could be backwards compatible. I don't know. It sounds like a bit of a pipe dream, I know, but maybe, just maybe, I'll hold off on it. If it turns out that that's not the case, then I'll think about getting a capture device. If you guys really, really, really want me to capture from a 3DS, well, you guys know where my Patreon and Stream links are. You want it that bad, you can pay for it, because I'm not spending $200 to mod my 3DS. Backwards compatible with the Wii U? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. Lykios. I'm probably butchering your name. It sounds like it might be a Pokemon name, and I'm not too familiar with Pokemon. But, it's highly doubtful because from what it's a rumor. It's a rumor. But rumor has it that, the NX will have no optical drive. No place to put, discs. It'll have no place to put discs. So it's highly doubtful, given what we currently know about it. If it is backwards compatible with Wii U, it'll be all of the digital versions of the game. So like, I have a disc copy of Xenoblade Chronicles X. So I'm not going to be able to use that. If I wanted to play Xenoblade Chronicles X on the NX, I would have to get the digital version, and I'm not buying the game over again. Lykios? Oh, did I say it right? And say it blind? It sounds like it's a Pokemon name, though. No, it's a hybrid of word Lycion and Chaos. Probably butchered that first one. I don't know why I bothered killing the damn... I really don't know why I bothered killing the damn thing. It seems pointless. Okay. Yeah, anything can happen in Nintendo. I've given up trying to predict what Nintendo is going to do because they pull ideas out of their asses. There's no rhyme or reason to anything they do. They just do stuff. I mean, I never thought that they would do mobile games. But here we go. I mean, Pokemon Go is a huge hit, and now they have, now they're making Super Mario Run. I thought if they were going to make an Endless Runner type game, it would have been, like, one of the first things they did, but no, like a year after they started, like almost a year after they launched Matomo, and then they have Pokemon Go, which is huge, and, you know, now they do an Endless Runner with Mario, and it looks pretty good, but I'm like, you know, I wasn't expecting that. I've given up trying to predict what Nintendo's going to do. Also, that Metroid just hatched out of an egg. No other Metroid in the game seems to do that animation, so that's weird. That's kind of random that they would just do it with this one right here. You've had that since around 3rd gen of Pokemon for a time frame of how many years? Have used this as a nom de cur? Ugh. So, this game is probably about as cryptic as Metroid 1 when it comes to the hidden passages. There aren't too many hints. I will say that due to the relative linearity of this game compared to Metroid 1, I don't really need a map for this. I don't get turned around as much as I do with Metroid 1. So, yeah, I thought you were saying, like, pseudonym. Okay, we got the Wave Beam. We're familiar with this. Same as in Metroid 1. It wrecks shop a little bit better than the Ice Beam, and it goes in a wave pattern, so a little bit more of a range. And once again, weapons do not stack. The Ice Beam is gone now. So if we want the Ice Beam again, and we will need the Ice Beam again, we're going to have to reacquire that. Fortunately, that's very easy to do in this game, since they'll give us an opportunity to switch our beams later on. And also, this is no longer the most powerful one in the game. There will be 2 other beam upgrades that we get. I'll show off how to get one, but I won't keep it very often. I'll just show it off for the sake of completion. And here we get the high jump boots. Pretty self-explanatory. We can jump higher now. It's no different than in the original Metroid. So far, the only new item that we got that wasn't in Metroid 1 is the Spider Ball. And we'll be getting another new item that was introduced in this game that's going to make the Spider Ball kind of obsolete. Oh, and just like in Metroid 1, there is 1 energy tank more than what you can actually hold. You max out at 5 energy tanks in this, but there are in fact 6 energy tanks in this game. Yes, I will be showing how to get all 6, because, you know, 100% completion here. And I'll be trying to do this in under 2 hours, because that is the requirement for getting the best ending in this game. And it's actually possible for an ordinary human being to do that in this game. Unlike with Metroid Prime, with Metroid 1, where to get the bikini, you have to beat the game in under 1 hour, which doing that while getting 100%, no. Especially considering that the world record is barely below that. And I don't even know why they lowered it to 1 hour anyway, because in Japan, on the Famicom Disk System version of Metroid 1, you only needed to beat the game in under 2 hours. Just 2 hours to get the best ending. Hey, Numbers, what's going on? Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2, Return of Samus. The OG version, not the remake. I was saying, now I'm saying, like, the real one, not the good one. No, I think this game is good. I like this game. It's kind of a black sheep, but, you know, or at least it was a black sheep until Fusion rolled around, which I think is arguably a little more linear. You know, it's definitely more story-driven. How Metroid going? Pretty good, Jam Sky. You weren't here. You weren't here earlier. I played and beat Metroid 1 100% in under 2 hours. And now I'm going to 100% this game in under 2 hours. You just watch me. Watch something absolutely mind-numbingly terrible happen. Like the Let's Play curse goes into full gear. I spit on my pop filter. Yeah, Let's Play curse in full gear, and I just fail spectacularly, and this takes me until the end of the night. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's a little janky right there. Come on. Oh, there we go. It got damaged or something. Okay, I got a little confused there because you put damaged or is one word. It got damaged or. Okay, go off, come back, it respawns, let's climb up. Now, I mentioned during AM2R that one of the things that the remake added was bosses. For the most part, the only bosses in this game are the Metroids, and they're more like mini-bosses than actual bosses. But, yeah, the Metroids are your bosses in this. There was only one other kind of boss that made a return in AM2R from this game, and we're getting ready to go fight that enemy right now. Oh, one more. There we go. And there we go. This is Arachnus. Yeah, it's not an actual item. Just morph ball bombs. Morph ball bombs. And lay them down, and when he uncurls, they'll explode, and he'll take damage. And once you beat him, Spring Ball. And now we can jump in Morph Ball mode. So it's the same thing, you know, you still get the Spring Ball from him in AM2R. He feels a little more boss-like, though, because you actually have to, you know, you actually have to use strategy to fight him, because in that, you don't just damage him with the Morph Ball bombs, you actually have to use the Morph Ball bombs to bounce him into these electrical things on the sides of the walls. Yeah, he is hard. Everything is harder in AM2R. Everything is harder. The Metroids are harder because they, you know, they have like smaller weak spots. Here you can just, like with the alphas, you can hit the alphas anywhere. It doesn't matter, but you can only hit them in the stomach on AM2R. But I would say AM2R is probably the hardest 2D Metroid game, or if not the hardest Metroid game. And you seem to be able to move just fine underwater. No need for a gravity suit. You don't get a gravity suit in this game. Gravity suit doesn't make its debut until Super Metroid. Yeah, he is kind of a pussy in this version, but yeah, he's the only boss he's the only boss in this game. So he's the only one that returned. You know, every other boss was original. You know what? Speaking of bosses in AM2R, I probably mentioned this already when I was playing AM2R, but I hear a lot of people talking about Torizo in terms of hard bosses. And I don't get that because I didn't have a problem with Torizo. You know, the biggest problem I had with Torizo was when the spikes popped up, I briefly forgot that I had just gotten the space jump. But once I realized that, he was kind of a breeze. If anything, the hardest boss for me was the Tester. The tester was a pain until I figured out what you were supposed to do. Oh god, this is my jam! Such great music, quote unquote. Yeah, not exactly known for its soundtrack, this game. Outside of maybe the main cave theme. Because I'll definitely say that. The main, oh, what am I doing? Because you go behind the statue in the AM2R. What the hell was I saying? The hell was I saying? Somebody redirect my sentence so I can remember what I was talking about. Talking about bosses in AM2R. Blow the thing up, please. Thank you. Well. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the music. With the exception of the cave theme, like the main cave theme from this game, like the dun 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 dun, which that one's actually my, like, overall, this is my least favorite soundtrack because it barely is a soundtrack, you know, from this game. But I would have to say that the main cave theme from this game is one of my favorite songs in the Metroid series, and they made it sound even cooler in AM2R. You know, lots of good music in AM2R. I actually enjoy fighting the Metroids now, because in this one, it's just like this horrible screeching noise when you're fighting the Metroids. But, you know, it's good music in AM2R. Oh, what was I saying? Okay, I think that's about enough of that rant. We just got the Varia suit. Once again, just like in Metroid 1, no hazardous areas, so it's not serving the function of protecting us from high heat or anything. Once again, it's just higher defense. That's about it. It's higher defense. Also, it lets you move a little bit faster, so I guess if you're underwater, you can count it as having some gravity suit functions. But this is the introduction of Samus's big shoulders for the Varia suit. Now, in the original Metroid, the Varia suit was simply just a palette swap. It made Samus a different color. But because this is a Game Boy game and is natively in black and white, it was designed for a monochrome screen. They needed something to distinguish the regular power suit from the Varia suit, so they gave it the big bulky shoulders, and that's the origin of that. It's kind of like how in Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, Fire Mario has the feather. He has the feather on his hat there. That's because Fire Mario is usually a palette swap, but since Super Mario Land 2 was a Game Boy game meant for a monochrome screen, they needed something to distinguish regular Mario from Fire Mario. So they added a little extra feature to his sprite to distinguish that. You like the Norfair? Oh, I like the Norfair music, but Norfair is Metroid 1. There we go. And it's hard to see right there, but we bomb right here. Boom. And there we have more health. Oh, come on. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I forgot a thing. No, I'll just backtrack for it. It's back in the direction I'm headed anyway. So the spider ball's a little weird. Okay, so I want to go right now. So I'm going to hold right. But now I keep holding right, and she keeps going in the same direction. But I stopped. Now if I want to continue going left, I have to press left. Actually, no, there's a slope there, so I have to press up. But if I were to stop here, now I have to press left. So it's a little weird how the spider ball controls. Anyway, right over here, let's set down a morph ball bomb. There we go. Boom, there we go. Let's stick to the side, so when we blow up, when the bomb blows up, it knocks us out of spider ball mode. But if we stick to the side of the wall, we can simply press down again, and we automatically stick to the wall. So make sure that you're touching the side when you're doing that. And we got another missile expansion. Screw gravity, says the Various suit. Yeah, it makes you move a little faster. So, because when you're underwater, because it makes you move faster, period, so you're going to move faster underwater. You could say it had a little bit of a gravity suit element. Yeah, the spider ball's weird. And that's something that carried over into AM2R, because honestly, I don't know how else you would make the spider ball control. Oh. And we got 4 Metroids here. And this is our introduction to a new evolution, the Gamma Metroid. Just like the Alpha Metroid, just shoot it with missiles. It's a bitch. It's a little more aggressive, and it has the shocky thing coming out of it. But, other than that, yeah, not too much of a threat. Not too much of a threat. Just keep blasting it with missiles, and you're good, and you can shoot it pretty much anywhere. I think its little stinger thing is, is an invincible spot. You can't shoot it there, but that's so small, you just shoot anywhere on the bottom of its hitbox, or the front, or the back, or maybe even the top. I don't know. I've never tried hitting a Metroid from the top. Can I? I can! I can kill a Metroid from the top. That's supposed to be plated. It's not. It's not. Got a soft spot like a baby. The baby. Blah, 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 blah. The baby. Blah, 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 blah. The baby. Yeah. There's a reason I called my, the first episode of my Other M Let's Play the baby drinking game. Because line up the shots. Play Other M. Take a drink every time she says baby. You will die. Oh, you know what? I don't think there's anything that way. You don't think they ever called them missiles till Super Metroid? Well, what else would you call them? Yeah, but, yeah, the names of things don't pop up in this. They didn't in, Super Metroid. No, you know what? No, they've called them missiles just in the instruction manual. They were called missiles in the instruction manual for the original Metroid. So, yeah, never in-game. Like, you don't see it popping up on the screen, missile acquired. But in the instruction manual, yes. Come on. Yeah, they can be a little frustrating when they, like, clip through the ceiling and stuff, but still not too much of a hassle. Come down now. Come down now. Come on. Yeah, sometimes you have to fight these things in small enclosed areas, and that can be a little bit of a pain. And that's it. We're done. Q Earthquake? Q Earthquake. There we go. You saw them rockets? I mean, missile kind of is it's rocket propelled. It works. It's not incorrect. No, jump, please. Alright, and we're pretty much done with this area. Hey, DK, what's going on, man? Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2, Return of Samus. The real one, not the good one. I'm kidding. Ah! Oh, God, maybe I should have waited a day or two. Still a little sick. I'm recovering, though. It's not as bad. My voice was shot. Earlier this week. That's why I haven't been streaming this week. As it is, Going to War has been pushed back 2 weeks now. Because I'll do Going to War on Wednesdays because, that's an early release day for my kids from school. So if I start at 11, Going to War, because I only play 10 levels with a 10-minute time limit, that's a guaranteed 2-hour stream, and it won't be any longer, so it'll be a short 2-hour stream of Going to War, and then my boys will be home, and then, that'll be that. Let me guess, you have the same confession that all of us older gamers have. Our games really were kind of shit. We liked them because we had no frame of reference or basis for comparison. It's all we had and we didn't know better, so we liked them. But yeah, I loved Metroid as a kid. But you should have been here earlier when I was playing Metroid 1. I was yelling at it. It was making me swear. Because it's aged like a dirty glass of milk. You know, same with the original Zelda. Great by its day's standards, but today's standard? No. Hell no. That game is so archaic and cryptic. No. It's a good game for its time. It has not aged well. Most NES games have not. I think a lot of Super NES games have aged incredibly well. I can even mention some NES games. There are NES games which have aged well, like Super Mario Bros. 3. It's still great. It's an excellent game. Even by today's standards, I think it's a great game. It's aged well. Certain RPGs, like I think Crystallis on the NES has aged very well. Kirby's Adventure, it's aged very well. Children are the harbingers of death? Eh, probably not. Yeah, but you have a lot of older gamers and, like, you know, retro gamers who insist that, you know, all games are shit now. All of the older games were better. Hell no, they weren't. They were not. The original Final Fantasy... No, I don't think... because here's the thing with the original Final Fantasy. Most of that game just doesn't work. Most of that game doesn't work. Like, look at the intelligence stat. The intelligence stat is broken. It doesn't do anything. Magic in the original Final Fantasy is worthless. It's worthless. Because the intelligence stat doesn't do anything. Oh, fun fact, for those of you who know Yumi, these enemies, they're called Yumi. So, you know, when you guys see Yumi, you can be like, hey, there's a Metroid enemy that's named after you. So that was a missile expansion in AM2R. Now it's just a missile refill. Oh. The games that came out last on a console, the NES life cycle ended in 1994. I'd say everything from 1989 to then was pretty good. Like I said, Super Mario Bros. 3, Crystallis. You know, a lot of franchises didn't really nail their formula until the third game, I noticed. Nintendo seems to be a good example of third time's a charm. They nailed the Mario formula with Super Mario Bros. 3. Metroid nailed the formula with Super Metroid. The Legend of Zelda nailed the formula for, A Link to the Past nailed the formula for The Legend of Zelda. Okay, so we just got this, God, you! Die, enemy low to the ground, what are you doing? Okay. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. So, we just got the space jump. It is janky as fuck in this game. They so improved this in AM2R. Number 1, the timing's not as strict. Number 2, if you do screw up the space jump in AM2R, you can space jump again from midair. In this one, In this one, if you screw up a space jump, you drop like a fucking rock. And then you can't attempt to space jump again until after you've hit the ground. So if you're space jumping up a very large vertical shaft, which you have to do in this game at a few parts, and you screw up and you fall, you gotta start the ascent all over again. And it sucks. Anyway, going down real quick. We'll go in that right path later. Ah, god damn it. You love Kid Icarus? I like Kid Icarus. I think I've only gotten the good ending on that game once in my entire life. Oh. Yeah, sorry about the coughing, guys. I've been sick. I'm just recovering. I probably should have waited a few more days, but I really wanted to stream these two games. Those of you who just arrived, right before I started playing this, I played Metroid 1. Beat it 100% in under 2 hours. Got Suitless Samus. And here we have the Spazer Beam. It shoots through walls. It also shoots in 3 directions. It's pretty strong. It doesn't have as wide a range as the Wave Beam. Otherwise a good weapon. We're not going to keep it very long though, to be honest with you, because we're gonna run into something a little better. Here we go. Long vertical shaft. Nobody laughed at me saying long vertical shaft, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, if we'd have screwed that up, we'd have had to jump all the way back down. I gotta go kill that Metroid. Whoa, now. What are you doing? There we go. Oh, you needed the speed booster to get this this expansion right here in AM2R. But the speed booster isn't in this game. It didn't actually make its debut until Super Metroid, so we used the Spider Ball to get this. You said shaft. Oh, come on. Yeah, if you off-screen the Morph Ball bomb, it won't blow up. And it's easy to do that because screen crunch, Game Boy game, you know. Ow! There we go. Oh, nope, nope. Okay, everybody, say goodbye to the Spazer Beam. We are about to replace it. And we're getting the Plasma Beam. It does not have a very wide range. It's one pew, but it wrecks shop. Boom. Like, if you do manage to hit shit with it, it just obliterates, like, everything. It, like, one-shots almost everything except for Metroids, because you have to use missiles on Metroids. Those are the rules, because they both start with M. Yeah, the point of the game is find all the Metroids, because there's lava blocking off certain parts of the world map. And, each area has a set amount of Metroids. Right there you see 24. That's the remaining total on the entire planet. If you pause the game, you'll see that in this area in particular, there's 8 more Metroids that I need to take out. Once I take out those 8 Metroids, the lava that was blocking... the lava will lower a little bit and allow me access to new areas. So that's pretty much it. Exterminate the Metroids, lower the lava... continue until you reach the end of the game. Because of the nature of this game's progression, this is a Metroid game that's kind of not possible to really sequence break, because it's not a simple matter of get this item to access this area. It kind of is that way, but at the end of the day, you know, the most you can sequence break is fighting Metroids out of order, which, you know, whatever, you have to destroy them all anyway. Ugh, come on. And there you go. Yeah, that's kind of cryptic right there. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out without a guide or a map or something. There we go. Oh, I didn't know. Did it want me to push left? Did it want me to push up? Yeah, but I will say, because of the linear nature of this game, it's easier to find your way around than in like Metroid 1 or Super Metroid. Like, I don't need a map for this game. I don't need a map for Metroid 1, but you know, like, I don't get lost in this. I don't really get turned around because it's for the most part pretty linear. Yeah, it's a Metroidvania that's all without the Vania. Which I always thought that was a weird term because it's not like it's not like Metroid and Castlevania share credit on creating games with item-based progression. In fact, not even Metroid does that. Zelda did it first. The only thing that Metroid did is take the Zelda formula and apply the platforming of the Mario series. Oh god, no, I want to go up. I hate you. I hate you. Die. How about you? You're gonna respawn though, because fuck me. Inverted controls, what, for this? Yeah, the spider ball's weird. Ow! Alright. Chill here. Drop down. Again. And here's where I want to go. Boom! Bomb there. Easy peasy. We actually get 2 upgrades in here. An E-Tank, and then we got a little secret passage to that missile expansion out there. Yeah, but anytime somebody sees like a 2D side-scrolling platform with item-based progression, they think Metroidvania. You know, when, you know, Metroid, Castlevania Symphony of the Night copied Metroid. It didn't help pioneer. If anything, it's just different from Metroid. Like, the two don't mix because Metroid never threw in RPG elements. And Castlevania does that, so that's where they differ. You have a Metroid LP on your list? Metroid 1? Yeah, I'll do a blind stream. I don't do blind Let's Plays. I do, like, multiple test playthroughs for my Let's Plays so I can route it out just right. You know, and show off everything. But, yeah, Metroid Prime 3. That's in the works. Oh, God. Never heard the term Metroid thing? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a term that I've never understood, because by saying it, you're insinuating that Castlevania helped pioneer this formula, when, truth be told, Metroid didn't even do it. Like I said, Metroid just added platforming to the Zelda formula. You know, but then again, you know, a year after Metroid, the Zelda series added platforming to the Zelda formula with Zelda 2, and then they added a few RPG elements. So you could say, like, Zelda 2 was the original Metroidvania because it had platforming, item-based progression, of course, there was also levels, sort of, because you had to go from level to level and collect plot MacGuffins, or lay down plot MacGuffins, because you didn't collect plot MacGuffins in Zelda 2. You had a bag full of them that you started with, and you stuck them in statues. Hey, Core, what's going on, man? Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Oh, go up. Go up. You're role-playing as Samus. Well, in that case, you could call any video game an RPG. Because you take on the role of a protagonist, like always. This is my jam. My jam. I'm gonna download the soundtrack to Metroid 2 Return of Samus and just, ugh. And you know what? There's no, some people are like, oh, you know, cut the music a break, it's a Game Boy game. There's been excellent music on the Game Boy. It is no excuse. Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, fucking Castlevania The Adventure had great music, and that game fucking sucked. You know, so the Game Boy could do good music. You know, and then you could say, oh, well, it's meant more for ambience. Once again, you know, that right there, I'm going to say, it's a Game Boy. What ambience? I don't get an ambient feel from this. It's a black void in the back because of the graphical limitations of the Game Boy, you know? What ambience am I supposed to feel? You know, I don't look at this game and be like, oh, wow, the environments, you know? I will say that because of the screen crunch, I get more of a sense of isolation than any other Metroid game. You did 4 streams of what? Okay, so we have to go into this Metroid egg, which is weird. They don't make you do that at any other point in the game, so I don't know how you're really supposed to figure that out, but, you know, whatever. Get over here. There we go. What? Me out. There we go. That was weird. That 3 more. Okay. I was like, there shouldn't be an earthquake right now, but it was just going all cattywampus because I was trying to use the spider ball wrong. Oh no, don't waste them. thought there was a Metroid in there. No, I know where they are. Okay, let's go down. Let's go down, 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 to down, to down, down, down. Wario Land had some catchy tunes like the dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Speaking of Wario, since we're playing Metroid, here's a fun fact. Metroid Fusion used the same engine as Wario Land 4. In fact, you can actually see that they shared some of the same sprites. Like the little gems are actually like part of the explosion animation. Like they took part of the explosion animation from certain enemies in Metroid Fusion, and then they froze them and made them look like little gems. So yeah, Fusion and Wario Land 4 share some sprites because they shared the same engine. Okay. Okay, I get it. You want me to go up. I wouldn't say this game plays like crap. This game plays like, it's like a Game Boy game. It certainly plays better than Metroid 1. I will say that right now. Because you guys who've been here with me since 11 o'clock this morning, you have the comparison. You saw me play Metroid 1. Now you're watching me play this. And I'm sitting here playing back-to-back. Yeah, this game plays better than Metroid 1. Because Metroid 1 is full of stupid bullshit, like enemies pot-shotting you when you're walking through a door and you're completely defenseless. You know? It's bullshit. That's not the last one. Is that the last one? Really? Okay, then. Yeah, there's the earthquake right on cue. All right, new area unlocked. Let's go see what we won. More Metroids. Okay, that lava / blue lava carbonated water. That's still there. It lowered in a different location. Why, you didn't like early Mega Man games? Why, because of bullshit? Yeah, Mega Man 1 had some cheap stuff going on it, but I would say Metroid 2 was pretty balanced. A lot of people, you know, and I'll say this. A lot of people, the only reason that Metroid 2 is a lot of people's favorite Mega Man game is because it's one of the easiest Mega Man games. You know, especially if you play it on normal mode. You know, when I played Mega Man 2, I played on difficult mode because that was actually normal mode in the Japanese version. They didn't have a difficulty select. It was just one difficulty mode, and it's what was our difficult mode. So play it on difficult mode if you want the intended Mega Man 2 experience. It's still pretty easy, though. Just enemies take a few more hits. You know, Metal Man takes 2 of his own metal blades to kill instead of just 1. And Mega Man 3 probably has the most piss-easy version of Wily's Castle ever, because they spoon-feed you E-tanks, so you can just damage boost your way through Wily Castle. You know, because by the time you run out of health and have to use an E-tank, you're standing right next to another E-tank. Oh, yeah, Ninja Gaiden. I beat Ninja Gaiden a few times. I beat it a few years ago, in fact. I also beat either Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3. I can't remember which one I beat because I have not touched Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3 since I was younger. Since, like, they first came out. So I can't really remember which one it was that I played and beat. I remember one of them I outright couldn't beat because they didn't give you unlimited continues. So whichever one did have unlimited continues, that's the one I beat. But I know for a fact I've beaten the original Ninja Gaiden because I've done that recently. So in AM2R, this is where you would run into the research team's campsite. And you would actually run into 2 Alpha Metroids as opposed to just 1 Gamma. No unlimited continues in Ninja Gaiden 2, so it must have been Ninja Gaiden 3 that I beat. Because, the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, they're similar games. So if it's been years since you played them, they kind of blend together. So it must have been Ninja Gaiden 3 that I beat. Okay, TN, with your TN joke. That was TN who told that joke, right? When King Kai's like, tell me a joke and I'll train you. I hate these enemies. They just slow you down. Usually when I get to this area in AM2R, I use the charge beam to do mini screw attacks on them, so I can just like space jump through. No, stop it. Yeah, I'm just gonna charge through, 0 fucks given. Whatever. You're watching this on less than 4 hours of sleep. Fret not. You could probably stay up a little bit longer. It doesn't take me long to beat this game. How long have I been going? Yeah. How long have I been streaming this? Have I reached an hour yet? Because I can beat this game 100% in under 2 hours. Watch me not do it this time. I did it with Metroid 1. You only have to beat this game in under 3 hours to get the best ending. They dropped it down to 2 for AM2R. But you really only have to do this in 3. You want to actually be sleeping for another 8 hours or so? Oh, yeah. So you're going to be going to bed long after this stream has ended. If you have the wave beam, you can penetrate those shields, which is weird because in AM2R, it's the plasma beam that you use to penetrate their shields. And I have the plasma beam right now. It's just not doing anything. But, yeah. Weird how that works. But beams stack in AM2R. Alright, yeah. Like, they're a blur for me because I haven't touched them since they were new. But, whichever one had unlimited continues, that's the one I beat. I failed at the one that gave you finite continues. Because, I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning of the fucking game. Like, fuck that noise. I don't want to do that. And that's how video games justified their price tags back then. They're like, oh, it'll take you 20 years to beat this game. You know what I think is funny is the amount of people who refer to Super Mario Brothers when it comes to games that send you all the way back after a game over. You could continue in Super Mario Brothers. If you got a game over, all you had to do is when you got back to the title screen, hold down the A button and press start, and you would restart on the world you left off on. Not the exact level. So like if you died on world 8-3 and you continued, you would continue at 8-1. But yeah, you could continue in Super Mario Brothers. You know, but you know, games were weird like that back then. Like, for The Legend of Zelda, if you wanted to save your game, you had to go into the pause menu, like your item menu, and then you had to grab controller 2 and press up and A, and that would take you to the save menu. So, like, say if you wanted to save your game and quit, but you didn't want to kill yourself in order to save, you know? Because the instruction manual didn't tell you about that. They just said you get an opportunity to, you get to the screen when you die, you know, and you can save or retry or continue. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, Zeokim. I was blown away, you know. Who was it? Who was it? I think it was either Nadict or Ryukar who didn't know it. I'd imagine Nadict knew it. But I think when Ryukar was playing Super Mario Brothers, he didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people, when they play Zelda, you know, when you beat a Zelda game, there's a number on it that counts your total deaths, and a lot of people want that to be 0. So that, you know, doing the thing where you pause it and then press up and A on controller 2. That'll allow you to save your game without dying, so it won't count against you. You know, because, you know, who wants to beat the game? You know, some people don't always have the time to beat the game in one setting. I know one of my gripes about A Link to the Past is that if you saved and quit, it counted it as a death. Which is fucking stupid. They fixed that in the Game Boy Advance version. So now, like when I did my Let's Play of A Link to the Past for my, you know, when I did my Let's Play of A Link to the Past, I took advantage of restore points on the Virtual Console. You know, I saved that way. I didn't use the save and quit function because, you know, why would I? You know, it would count it as a death, and that's stupid. You know, but that code also works for Zelda 2. You pause the game, and you press up and A on controller 2, and then you get to the menu where you can save, and it doesn't count as a death against you. And like Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 didn't do that. Why did A Link to the Past do that? That's dumb. Ryu, so good. Don't make fun of Ryukar. Yeah, but that's the thing, is like, you know, I don't like being, you know, treated like a quitter because I'm not quitting the game. It's just that, you know, I actually have a real life outside of the game, and I don't want to be punished for, you know, having to do something else. Oh, no, going down. See, I like this music. This is actual music in the game, and it's pretty good. It's a good tune. You know, it's catchy. It's one of my favorites in the Metroid series, but it's like the only good song in the game. I guess the credits theme is okay. It's not as good as Metroid 1's credit theme. Oh no, I was talking about, you know, the comment that Ryu's gullible. Yeah, Ryu's a youngster even compared to me. Well, what is Ryu, 28, 29? Really? Ghost rocks? Okay. Well, I'm not exactly like, you know, a geezer compared to Ryukar. I'm older than him by almost a decade. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You stop that, there you go. Oh, here's another place where you can go through the Metroid egg, although it's not required for progression, so I guess it's not that bad. I'm older than you? You probably. 37. So, yeah, if you haven't reached age 37, I'm older than you. That's how math in life works. Oh, God, yeah. So, space jumping up this long shaft. And yes, you got a space jump. You can't really spider ball too much because spikes right there. You know, and if we miss time one button press, we're going to drop like a rock. And unlike an AM2R, you can't reacquire your space jump in midair. You can't jump again until after you've hit the ground, and that blows. Don't you dare knock me back with your knockback. Owie. Oh, no, stop it. Yeah, see? Because the space jump is being goofy. There we go, uncover a little bit, and here is our first encounter with a Zeta Metroid. And this time, we can't hit him in the feet. We need to be either in front of him or in back of him. They're super fast, super aggressive, so you take them out quick. That's all I can say. Take them out quick. Would you get down here, please? If you can manage to get behind them, yeah, shoot them in the back, but they're kind of hard to do that. I actually think this is the hardest Metroid form in the game. They're harder than Omegas because Omegas are at least slower to a point where you can hit them in the back where they take more damage. You know, even the Zetas take more damage if you hit them in the back. And that's something that did carry over into AM2R. It's just, they're really hard to hit in the back because they only expose their weak point in the back after landing from a jump. There you go, roast. But yeah, Zeta Metroids are frustrating because they're quick. The original Flappy Bird? Not quite. I don't know. I've never played Flappy Bird, so I'd imagine it has a mechanic where you keep tapping the jump button to go up, and you got to do it with proper timing. Nice. Nice! I lost my rhythm. Alright, well, half health. Fortunately, there's a conveniently placed health restoring station right there, or health restoring ball. It's not really a station, it's just a ball thing. Nope, 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 nope. Can we not do that? Okay. Well, shit pickle. Really? It's that fucking hard for you to just jump? Up the other side now. Hey, Justin. Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2, Return of Samus. iPhone 7, I haven't had an Apple product since our Macintosh Performa back in 1994. So, it's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, restore those missiles. And if I'm not mistaken, I wanna... Yeah, there we go. Alright, you need to somehow not be alive. Whatever. Boom. Oh, there we go. Nice. I want to be in there. You need a Game Boy? I don't know, just download this on the Virtual Console. Ugh. Yeah, see, I try to hit them in the back, but they turn around way too fast. Omegas are a little easier to stun lock. Get up, get up, get up there. There you go. Holding a Game Boy is more authentic? I guess. You know, a lot of people are like... You know, like, oh, you gotta play the NES games on the original NES hardware for the authentic experience. It's the only real way to play it. But you know what? Screw the authentic experience. I want the functional experience, because the hardest part about playing NES games were getting them to work. Nope, 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 nope. You know, at least on the Virtual Console, I don't have to worry about the game bugging out because the system got too hot or the cartridge wasn't aligned, you know? Or Venus wasn't in line with Taurus or fucking whatever. You know, I just want to play the game. I want it to work. I remember getting partway through a game on the NES, and then all of a sudden, it froze, and there was a bunch of garbled numbers on the screen. Screw that. No. The original hardware barely functioned. I just want to play the damn game to where it works. Metroid 2 Omega Metroid or Metroid Fusion Omega? I mean, probably Metroid 2, because the Omega Metroid and Metroid Fusion was designed to be a joke. It served no other purpose than to show that Samus is back at full power, and this is how badass she is now. So, oh, that's right, why am I avoiding these things? I forgot to mention, I got the screw attack! And now that this game has the space jump, you are a whirly death ball. It's not gonna wear out partway through your jump like it did in Metroid 1, so I love the screw attack in this, although it makes a horrible sound. NX is gonna be awesome with carts? Yeah, I think so. I think so. The whole situation with the NX reminds me of the whole ordeal with the Famicom disk system. The Famicom disk system, you know, it was cheaper to make games on discs. So they made the Famicom disk system game and they stopped making games on cartridges. But then they came up with newer, more effective and cheaper cost, you know, just more cost-effective ways of making cartridges and better methods for data compression. So it eventually came to a point in which it was cheaper to it was cheaper to manufacture cartridges, and compression methods have reached a point, you know, where we could fit more data on a cartridge, because you could fit gigabytes on an SD card now, you know. So you could just fit a lot more data on a cartridge than you can on a disc now, and that's probably where they're going with it. And because it's cartridge-based, I'd imagine the cartridges are going to be similar to SD cards, and in turn similar to Nintendo 3DS cartridges, which makes me think, maybe the NX will be backwards compatible with Nintendo 3DS, which means I'm holding off on even thinking about getting a 3DS capture device, because why spend $200 to mod my 3DS when I can simply spend like another extra $100 to get a brand new game console with the ability to record games off of my portable console because it's backwards compatible. Doesn't that make a continuity error in the series, since Metroid Other M stated Metroid is invulnerable to cold, whereas in Metroid Fusion, the Omega Metroid is weak to cold? They specifically altered those Metroids to have a resistance to cold. The Omega Metroid not having an immunity to cold is most likely because it was a failed clone. It wasn't that powerful. You know, that Omega Metroid was one of their screw-ups. It was a failed attempt. That's the best I got. As far as Samus, not being able to use the Ice Beam because of her Metroid DNA, we can assume that over time, like other Metroids, she evolved past the point where she had that weakness, so by the end of the game, she grew in strength, and then she was compatible with her Ice Beam again, because she grew as a Metroid, and that shit no longer hurt her. That's the best I got. Honestly, I don't worry about continuity errors in video games. Okay, it's fiction. It's not going to be perfect. You know, these are video game designers, not storytellers. You want a continuity error from storytellers? You ever seen Lilo and Stitch? You ever seen Lilo and Stitch? In Lilo and Stitch, like the chairwoman of those aliens or something, she didn't seem to know anything about Earth when she's speaking to that professor. She's like, you know, when he's talking about the native inhabitants of Earth, i.e. us, she's like, are they intelligent? And he's all like, no. In fact, they're very fragile. When a meteorite hits their planet, they have to start life all over again. You know, oh god, no, come on with that shit, come on with that. Can you climb back up, please? Oh, I keep forgetting I can screw attack through them, whatever. So, obviously she knows nothing about Earth. Okay, but later on in the movie, when she sees Bubbles, she recognizes him. She's like, oh, you had hair back then. So she's been to Earth, obviously, so how did she not know whether or not the dominant species was intelligent? If she knew a CIA agent back in like the 60s or 70s, obviously she's been to Earth. Obviously she's interacted with humans. So, yeah, there you go. Continuity error from actual storytellers. But, yeah, I don't worry about continuity errors in video games, especially with franchises as old as Metroid or The Legend of Zelda, where people are trying to fit in continuity from like the first two games. The games that were made at a point in time in which the company who made them didn't give a rat's ass, didn't even consider you know, video games as a storytelling medium. They were just like, go save this princess. Go kill these aliens. That was it. You know, you're trying to build up lore for an NES game which was not originally intended to have any kind of deep lore. You know, you want to make the Metroid timeline less convoluted? Remove Metroid 1. Remove Metroid 2. There you go. I mean, you could definitely remove Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 from the Zelda timeline and lose absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because they barely had any kind of plot to link to. See what I did there? To link to. Yeah. Every story. Alright, where's the... There we go. Stop it. Yeah, wanted to get away from that door because the last thing I needed is him bouncing me through the door and then having to start the fight over again. That would have sucked. Ugh. I'm sorry, it's mind-numbing. Having a space jump all the way up. Especially when the screen is black, there's no background. There's no background, it's just a black void. So you really have no frame of reference for where you are as far as height. Yeah, I mean, the ending of this game really affects Super Metroid. It really affects Other M and Fusion, so... You could probably remove Metroid 1. Maybe, but then again, Prime 1 wouldn't make more sense. It wouldn't make any sense, because all the logbook entries on the Frigate Orpheon are of them panicking because they're getting their ass kicked by one person. You know, and they're all in a panic because the space pirates are fucking terrified of Samus. Oh my god, come on, when is the end? Where's the top? There we go. I see the end of the blue stuff, maybe up here. Like, my worst nightmare is that I get, like, inches away from the top and I fuck up the space jump. No, 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 no! I gotta go all the way up. I gotta go all the way up now. Come on, let me land somewhere up high. There we go. Yeah, if you don't execute it right, you just drop all the way to the bottom. Gotta do it all again. I just get the health upgrade. Come on. Up, up, up you go. So at this point, I have 100% item completion. I got 250 missiles. That's the max you can get. I have 5 energy tanks, even though you saw me get 6, because just like in Metroid 1, there's an extra. So it serves no real purpose. I just collected it because, you know, I wanted to show off everything. No, they didn't cut the Prime games from canon. Why do people keep saying that? They didn't cut the Prime games from canon. Everybody keeps saying Yoshio Sakamoto says that the Prime games aren't canon. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's a mistranslation that got way too much publicity. What happened is, during an interview before the release of Other M, somebody asked him how the events of the Prime trilogy tie into Other M, and he said the Metroid Prime games have no impact on the plot of Other M, and he's right. He's right. They have no impact. The Phazon incident was very isolated. You know, if it had any impact, it's all those Phazon experiments that sparked the Federation's decision to have the Metroids annihilated. But yeah, nobody from Nintendo, not even Yoshio Sakamoto, ever said that the Prime games were removed from canon. He just said that they had no impact on the events of Metroid Other M. You know, and I've read the manga. The manga doesn't... No, it doesn't mention Prime, but it doesn't mean it removed it from canon. The manga is mainly just about Samus growing up with the Chozo. You know, it's about her past. And a lot of people say that, oh, Prime, Other M ignored that because they talked about her having a past with the Federation. Like, they, you know... They didn't, once again, they just ignored it. They didn't remove it from canon because in reference to Samus's past, they were talking about her past in the Galactic Federation. They were talking about her past in relationship to Adam Malkovich. They weren't talking about her childhood. You know, I'm sure if they were talking about her childhood, they would mention the Chozo. You know, the only mention they had of her childhood in Other M was when she briefly mentioned that she lost her parents really young. Yeah, but I don't know where people get the idea that just because they don't mention something means they removed it from canon. That's... You know, that would be like someone talking about the Civil War and not mentioning Abraham Lincoln. They just didn't mention Abraham Lincoln. It doesn't mean that, you know, he wasn't involved. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Ah. Alright, so we have to go back up to the same exact area because there's going to be an Omega Metroid, spoiler alert, but we had the earthquake. However, we have to actually come into this room and see that the lava raised up temporarily. That's the trigger for making the Omega Metroid appear. Gonna take a nap? Alright, well, if you haven't already, hit the like button on the way out and have a one that is good, and... God, here's an Omega Metroid, and they're aggressive, and you hit them in the stomach, and they take more damage if you manage to hit them in the back, which I'm trying to do, which isn't as hard to do with Zetas, because they're easier to stun lock, and they're slower. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh, really? How do you miss at point blank range? How do you do that? How's that even a thing? God damn, I got hurt bad. Hey Kit Kat, what's going on? Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Yeah, I'm on that. It's kind of on the to-do list, is to live. I'm hitting you. I am very clearly hitting you. Ass munch. Thank you. There's these little ram guys down here. They usually drop like the big health item pickups. Like, there you go. Oh, no, you're on my shit list now. You're watching my my Sonic Generations playthrough. That was a long time ago. It's 100% though. You're gonna see all of those talent stages done. You're gonna see all S ranks. No, no, don't dive in there. What are you doing? Hey, why'd you come out of the screw attack? What happened with that Omega Metroid? I usually have more health when I come here. I really do. We'll see what comes of it. You know what? Oh, really? Lose all that health on the way to getting a health pickup. Piss me off. Well, thank you, Kit Kat. Okay, well, here we go. Time to save. And, yeah, 3 more Metroids, and yes, they are all Omegas. So, hope you brought plenty of missiles. Oh, what am I doing? Gotta go this way. Then I go up. Whoa. All right. That's not a lot of health. I usually have more health here. Let's see if I can, you know, finagle my way through this. Oh, oh. If I could just score a few hits in the back. Because they take more damage in the back. So if you can hit them in the back, by all means, hit them in the back. Stop that, stop that, stop that. There we go. Oh, thank you for the retweet then. I don't have Twitter open right now, so if you retweeted the stream, just let me know. No, no! Failure of a space jump. Fool of a toque. I don't know why I said that. We want to go down there eventually. But it's blocked off until we take out these last 2 Omegas. I know what some of you are thinking. I've never seen the end of this game before. Not for, you know, not for lack of skill. It's because this game is so mind-numbingly boring at times, I can't force myself to play it. So you're having me do it. Oh, okay. I guess. Yeah, that's okay. That'll work. Oh, okay. It's, I could use that. Kill you. Got no? Nobody's gonna drop health for me, huh? Gotta do this the hard way. That sock? What sock? Socks I'm wearing under my shoes? That looks like lava, doesn't it? Nope. Weird. Take some cough medicine? Oh. Owie. Ah, knuckle fucker. I don't know why I combined those two words together. There we go. Ooh, one last energy tank. Can I do it? Yeah, I've been, believe it or not, Zeokim, I'm better than I was earlier this week. Like, I didn't even have a functional voice earlier this week. Like, it was bad. Like, you know, puking bad. Hey! You need to die. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna try to stick next to the door, maybe? Oh. Stop it, stop it, stop doing that to me. Oh, how with the missing of the big monster with the missiles that you're right next to him? Thank you, all right. That's all the Metroids in that area. We got one Metroid left. Yep, that's right. Just one more Metroid. And not a single one more, right? It's one singular, not plural, Metroid, not Metroids, just one more, and we win the internet. Oh, I was sick as a dog this week. That's why I haven't been streaming. Yeah, me. This is a progressive cough. Like, it's all the bad stuff coming out. You know, it doesn't help that I've been talking this entire time and I'm out of water. So, I might... Yeah, no, I'll last. I'll last. I don't need water right now. I don't need water! Water is for quitters! I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. You think I have bronchitis? I could. Who the hell knows? That's not fair, though, because I would get bronchitis being the only non-smoker in a house full of smokers. My wife smokes. Probably gonna get lung cancer because of her. I don't understand this point, right? The point of this cave area right here. Like, we're gonna have like 3 or 4 levels of just, you know, watery cave area, and this is something that they could have remedied in AM2R. You know, because this is just, there's nothing goes on here. You're just walking through it and wasting time. You're doing nothing. And I'm like, why is this here? AM2R could have added, at the very least, a shortcut through it. No, they preserved this cave area. I don't know what it's supposed to do, like build up tension. What's more interesting? This game? Oh yeah, it's more interesting when you have somebody to hang out with, but when it's just you, yeah, I can see how it can be a bit of a boring game, especially if you're playing on a black and white Game Boy. I think the fact that I added a little color to it, you know, it makes it pop a little more, makes it seem a little less bland than on like a black and white screen or spinach green old school brick Game Boy. But yeah, this is just a special default color palette for when you use it on a Game Boy Color or newer. A few original Game Boy games did have like a custom palette for Game Boy Color. I know this one did, so did Super Mario Land 2. I can't think of any more right off the bat, but there's a list of them online of all the old school Game Boy games with a custom Game Boy Color palette. The feeling of loneliness? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of does that. To me, it's just boring, though, because you're not doing anything. Also, I went this whole game without mentioning. Those are, they're like butt flies. Like, you can stand on their butt and use them as platform, because it looks like they're just sticking their butt up in the air. Like, I'm presenting myself for you. There you go. All right. Missile recharge and health restoration, one of those. I just kind of tripped on that word. Guess where we're going? Down, down, motherfucking down. I'm doing good, Twin Ghost. How you doing? Welcome to that LP stream. The name of the game is Metroid 2 Return of Samus. We're getting towards the end of this, dude. You're kind of late. In fact, very late. Right before I played this, I played the original Metroid. So you know, two Metroid streams today in a row. But you know the other oh god, when I streamed Metroid 1 on a completely different event, on a separate event, so it might at this point be archived on my channel, and you can watch the archived version, and then come back and watch this one later. It's still 100% playthrough. Still going for the best ending. Well, the best ending you could get doing a 100% playthrough of the original Metroid without being a crazy-ass speedrunner. But yeah, you... Good game. All the way up, up, up again. That's always good if they tell you to come back. So, you probably noticed we have the Ice Beam now. They just randomly gave us the Ice Beam with one Metroid left. Don't you fall. Me? Dude, go check my channel. Like, check the archive streams of my channel. You talking about AM2R? Dude, I have version 1.1. I already did a stream of that. Already did it. Done, dude. 100%. Best ending. And also, now there's 9 Metroids. And what was that egg? Oh, my. Larval Metroids, the ones that are weak against ice. Here we go. Same as in Metroid 1. Freeze them, 5 missiles, done. If you're playing AM2R, 1 super missile. 1 super missile and you're good. Yeah, go check my channel. You know, that's archived now. You could use it as a walkthrough if you wanted. Oh, and unlike in Metroid 1, you have to kill these Metroids. You have to. Because if you don't, the door won't open up. You know, because obviously the whole idea of this game, kill the Metroids. So, you know, gotta make that counter go down. Now, there truly is one Metroid left. Now the space jump works. And it's Her Majesty the Queen! And, she's a lot easier than she was in AM2R. So, just missile with her mouth open, jump in, spider ball, crawl down into her belly, set off a few morph ball bombs, do that about, 3 or 4 times. Alternatively, you can just shoot her with missiles. It takes 150 though, so just do it this way, it's faster. But key thing is, remember to spider ball. You got a spider ball to crawl down into her throat. And this should finish her off. There we go. There we go. And what is this? It's blah 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 the baby, blah 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 the baby, blah 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 the baby, blah 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 the baby, blah 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 the baby, blah blah the baby, blah 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 the baby. Congratulations, Samus Aran. Your maternal instinct just doomed the galaxy. Also, congratulations on unleashing the threat of the X-Parasite on mankind. Kill it, make Other M non-canon. It would also make Super Metroid non-canon. It'd also make Metroid Fusion not canon. It would make everything from this point forward not canon. Because the baby Metroid plays a part in every canonical game after this. You know, it was stolen at the beginning of Super Metroid, saved her at the end of Super Metroid. It was used to clone the Metroids in Other M. And then it was used as a vaccine to save her in Fusion. I don't know if this was a sub 2-hour run. It might have been a little bit over, but you only need to beat the game in under 3 hours to get the best ending. So, unlike with AM2R, where you have to do it in under 2 hours. But I might have, because I was, you know, stopping to talk to you guys and stuff. The Prime games are canon. I just talked about this earlier. You weren't here. Nobody ever said the Prime games weren't canon. They never said that. Ever, ever, ever. They said that the Prime games had no impact on the plot of Other M. That's what he said. That's what he said. Someone mistranslated that and took it way too far out into the darkest, deepest reaches of the internet. Because nobody at Nintendo, Yoshio Sakamoto, Shigeru Miyamoto, nobody ever said the Prime games are non-canon. Now, they are very much canon. They just don't have any impact on the other games, really, because the Phazon incident was a very isolated incident. You can remove Prime from canon, and the other ones would make sense. However, they do tie into the other games, because if you were to remove Metroid 1, then the Prime games wouldn't make any sense. Because they open with the frigate Orpheon being ravaged because of the space pirates escaping from Zebes, and, you know, with their logbook entries about how, you know, the Hunter is fucking us up. yes, the entire Prime series is between Metroid Prime 1 and 2. So at this point, this game right here is canonically the 7th game in the series, because there are 5 Prime games now. Well, you can have a Koimedo from Kid Icarus. They're pretty much the same thing because Kid Icarus and Metroid were made using the exact same engine. Ooh, it is sub 2 hours. Awesome. And she flips her hair down and does her little hair whip, and then there you go. Metroid 2 Return of Samus. So, I hope you guys enjoyed sitting here and watching 2 streams of me today. I 100%ed Metroid 1 and Metroid 2 in one day. I could probably do Zero Mission Infusion or Super Metroid Infusion in one day. Maybe. Because they also take around about 2 hours to beat. But, yeah. I'm a little Metroided out for the day. Did I play Rayman Origins or Legends? I played part of Legends. I haven't played Origins, but they do look good. But, yeah. Boobies! Let's find ourselves a raid target, shall we? Got a few people in here. Keyboard worked correctly. There we go. Boom. Capitalize that one and make an exclamation point. Whoever's with me on this raid, hashtag thatLP raid, just copy what Nightbot says and put it right there in the chat so I know who's on this raid with me. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Thank you, Nicholas. Were you lurking the whole time, dude? I didn't see you chat. Man. If you chatted and I didn't shout you out, sorry. But how you doing, Nicholas? Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, whoever's with me on this raid, hashtag thatLP raid. Let's get this going. We're gonna go visit Dark Jake 13. He's having an indie game showcase, so I'm sure we'll see something interesting there. Maybe I'll get a few more ideas of what I want to buy off of Steam. You know, because indie game showcases usually, you know, I always learn about something new and cool from an indie game showcase. Anyway, I would like to thank you guys for dropping by and watching that LP stream. I will see you all over at Dark Jake 13's, and until then, have a one that is good.